So separately, our trade performance also remained resilient. Actually, when you look at trade, our trade has increased 43% year on year, 270 billion ringgit. This is 17 months in a row, non-stop for 17 months that we have double-digit growth since February 2021. Our trade actually has surpassed 2 trillion ringgit. And when you look at this number, it's the fastest growing since 1994. Anyway, the other good thing is showing economy is improving is unemployment. Unemployment today is now down to 3.9%. In May last year, in May 2020, it was at 5.3%. So it shows that the numbers going down. Our target for this year was 4%. So all these good numbers shows achievement because of our continued strong demand in domestic and external demand. So ladies and gentlemen, what are our challenges? I think if you want to focus, the main challenges for Malaysia, first is global inflation. I think all of you know, I got your speech just now, Seri. Yes, inflation is going up globally. Malaysia, of course, a small and open economy, will also face the same challenges. And we are seeing the main reason because commodity prices have gone up. CPOs have gone up, oil prices have gone up, everything, gas price, and also the supply chain also affected. So how do we do? What do we do? What do we do now? We know these challenges. As government, what do we do to mitigate these challenges? So I would like to stress that, for us in Ministry of Finance, when we tackle the challenges of the economy, we need to look at short-term, mid-term, and long-term. And we have this approach where we call 3R approach. We must be responsive, we must be responsible, and we must be reformist. So we must be responsive in the short term and also be responsible, but don't forget the long term. So first, just now Seri's speech also talked about Malaysia's interest rate. So our monetary policy actually remains accommodative. If you look at the chart, I showed the chart is showing, is that, before the pandemic, our OPR was 3%. In fact, at one time it was 3.25% since 2012. Yeah? And because of the pandemic, we pushed it down to help the economy, to give cushion to the businesses and people. It went down all the way to 1.75%. And we are also serious about creating jobs. Today, we have the National Employment Council. We target 600,000 jobs. Last year, we targeted 560,000 jobs. Sorry, we targeted 500,000 jobs and we achieved 560,000 jobs. And that is at a cost. This year, target at 600,000 jobs will cost government 4.8 billion ringgit because we guarantee those jobs. Malaysia's economy is actually evolving in tandem with it. I think it's important that we focus on sustainability. Because in the long term, if our businesses do not adapt to sustainability issues, we will lose out. Because mostly other countries have already started to look at this, and investors and also customers are focusing on this. So both the public government, which is the government, and the private sector must commit to adapt and embrace sustainability agenda practices where possible. So we have started in government, My SDG Foundation, and various other initiatives. But what's important is we use that ideas for 2023 budget. So the 2023 budget, I can tell you now, will emphasize on structural reforms, and then we want to boost economic resilience. We will also continue to focus on the well-being of the people, business, and the economy. So, we know that the tourism, retail, and aviation industries will and have benefited from reopening of the economy, but naturally we want all sectors to do well. So, it will be not right for me not to highlight that some sectors will feel that the policy should help them, right? Namely, the Industry 4.0, the advanced medical tech, digital platforms, etc. And the other one is we have successfully mitigated the impact of higher global prices for Malaysian citizens. I think this one you all know, the RON 95 subsidies. RON 95 at 2 ringgit and 5 cents have really helped control inflation, but it is at a high cost to the government. And that money can be used for more development in terms of building schools, building houses, building hospitals. So we need to be more careful also in the longer term. We cannot continue to subsidize everyone. Today, everyone in this room, some of you can afford to fill RON 97, but most of you still, people I know, still use RON 95 because the difference is so big. It's is more than, I think the RON 97 now is 4.7%. So in the long run, we need to be more targeted. As Finance Minister, I also have to make sure that we are fiscally responsible. Lately in Parliament, people keep asking me, do we have money? Do we have money? Right? So I think I must focus that we do have money today, but we must be careful if we continue to spend the way we spend today. Taxes, something has to go, right? Something has to go. Meaning we need to focus on revenue as well, not just the spending. That's why we're looking at Fiscal Responsibility Act. Is something that we're looking at to make sure that whatever the government do next time, whether I'm here, whoever is here, is all institutionalized so that the governance is better and people will see in terms of transparency of our financing. So in closing, we understand that Malaysia now has challenges, right? Like the rest of the world, we are not alone. We just came out of COVID, now we're going through the issues of inflation and high cost of living throughout the world. So really, we need to discuss together with all the brain power in this room to focus on how we can together work this, because the government alone cannot solve this problem. So we also need to look at long term. I think some of us look at how to address the short term, but if we focus too much on the short term, it will be at the expense of the long term.